all about offering you some Gen Zen, putting some soulful solutions back to everyday challenges and problems. Just so you know, cosmic weather alert, heads up, guys. Today's Tuesday, October 13th, and Mercury is retrograde. So retrograde Mercury means that communications can go a little wonky, that emails can be lost in space, traffic jams, delays. I'm just going to ask Rogers if you can mute me, please. That would be great. So traffic and delays, we've got technical difficulties. Back up your computers, people. Really, really important, especially for those of you who are Virgo like me, who are, guided by Mercury. So communications, traffic jams, delays, tone, people misunderstanding you. You're saying please and thank you, and you think that they react like, you've just said their baby's ugly or something. So really paying attention to communications of all forms, delays, traffic, spend extra time getting where you need to go. Mercury retrograde is active from today until November 3rd. Again, not a good time, to sign contracts, to finalize or start something new. If it's a project that's already been going on, that's okay, to continue forward, but certainly not to start something new during this phase is really kind of important, simply because generally speaking, you'll have to reinvent something, go back to something. Information will be hidden or revealed at a later time, so it always will cause some kind of challenge for you in that regard of paperwork. So double check paperwork. If you have to do something, really clarify, communicate clearly, speak as plainly as possible, ask lots of questions, and don't assume anything right now. Okay, so today's guest, I'm so excited. This is someone who's been a well-respected doctor of naturopathic medicine in our community for years, one of the most beautiful women in our community as well. I am so happy that she fit me into her schedule today because she's super busy. Dr. Ramila Padiachi, she's a doctor of natural medicine. She is also an author of From the Belly into the Beast. She's going to be talking to us today about upping our immune system, how we can sort of overcome the belly bloat of the recent Thanksgiving holiday. I'm going to be talking to her about some ways that we can support our immune system during okay, so I just want to make Dr. Mila's on. We're going to hopefully get her on soon. Support our immune system, through as winter is coming up and the common colds. And oh, there she is. Dr. Ramila, can you hear me? Your audio. We just need your audio on. There we go. Oh no, one more time. Try it again.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go, Dr. Ramila, your beautiful face. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for fitting me in. I know you're super busy.
Yes, but like you say, the universe always has a plan, and this was the half hour for you. So
wonderful. I appreciate
the universe
that.
Gave that a half hour to me.
Now, can you show me your book? I asked you to have your book handy. Can you just show us the book now? The lovely book. Yes, The Belly of the Beast, Gut Health. So tell us why you felt so guided to support people through this book. Again, I know in your medicine training, your medical training, this is super important, right? Gut health for the immune system, for overall disease and wellness. Tell us about why it's so important for today.
So why I wrote this book was that for 15 years, I had gut issues, and no doctor back in South Africa could find out what the real cause of my health problems were. So I figured when I come to Canada, the doctors here would figure it out. But unfortunately, it was the same story. Blood work was all normal. Everything was okay. Yet I had all of these symptoms. And so coming to Canada, I had to change my career path because, qualifications from other countries are not accepted here. And of course, I was praying, God, you brought me to this country. What am I going to do? And the little voice spoke to me and said, you need to work with people and you need to help people.
Right.
And I went, oh my God, well, how do I do this? And, in South Africa, I also had really bad back problems. And my husband used to do reflexology on me, and I totally got rid of that. So I thought, well, maybe there's other people that need reflexology. So I called around, and, there was a school here in Ottawa that I could attend and take classes from. And then I did nutrition and I did anatomy, and I found the root cause of my problem. Within 6 weeks, I was symptom free. I mean, amazing, after 15 years. And then I continued, and I knew this was my calling. This is my purpose in life. So I've been helping thousands of people over the years. And 2 years ago, I thought, you know what, maybe it's time for me to put it down into a book and write it as simple as possible where anybody can understand it. And that's what led me to The Belly of the Beast.
So to sum it up, what do people need to know about their gut health? Why is it so important for the body system?
Most people don't realize that the gut, the immune system, 70% of the immune system is housed in the gut. Most people don't even realize that.
I did not know that either.
So when we talk about the immune system, they're thinking lymphatics, they're thinking everything, but they're not going to their gut. That's where we need to go.
Wow.
Because if the gut is not healthy, how is our immune system going to be healthy? The gut is also called the second brain. I think it should be called the first brain, because from the gut, through the vagus nerve, it is directly connected to the brain. Did you know that 90% of serotonin is made in the gut, only 10% up here?
No, see, I would have gone here. Yeah.
Right? So if someone is depressed now, did you know this? If someone is depressed, where would you go to? Start working on the gut.
Wow.
Right? So immune system, your depression, all of these things are housed in the gut. And then, of course, we have things like pathogens, right? Like parasites. So many people don't realize they have parasites. That's housed in the gut as well. So these are hidden stresses that we have compared to, stresses that we know, daily stresses, which when cortisol goes up, it also lowers the immune system. So most people know that. But what about these other hidden stresses that we need to work on? And this is what really drives me to look at the gut and to look at the whole body, because, in natural medicine, we are really detectives. We are health detectives. We are looking for the root cause of the problem. We don't treat symptoms, because if we're treating symptoms, we're basically doing intelligent allopathic, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to get to the root cause of the problem.
So what do you see when you see clients or patients that come to your clinic? Are you like taking things away from their body in terms of diet, like a gluten-free diet, or are you adding things in, or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both, because we work holistically. When I test them, I do kinesiology testing. So I'm testing all of their organs, organisms, vitamin mineral deficiency, hormonal imbalance. So they're kind of getting a full physical.
Right.
And depending on what's happening, I do look at their diet, because I think diet is such a big component of one's health. So I look at that, and then I educate. I really believe in education. I educate them as to why they shouldn't be eating certain foods and how it's creating either inflammation or it's lowering the immune system. So I do take a lot of time talking about their diet. And then I do use supplementation, because to get the body back to the optimum health, we do need a little bit of help. And depending on what the root cause of the problem is, I will address that using herbs and vitamins. So, when we talk about diet, most people don't even realize, like this morning I was talking to a gentleman, and he says, I drink at least 1 Coke a day. And I said to him, do you know there's 1 can of Coke has 10 teaspoons of sugar in it? And he didn't even know that. So I'm just surprised that in this day and age, there's still so many people that don't realize how diet impacts our lives, and all of the food additives and the artificial sugars, how it's a neurotoxin, affects the brain. So I pay a lot of attention educating people about their diet.
And these days, are people coming to you with any particular one kind of problem? Are people interested in natural medicine once again because of sort of our lockdown mindset right now? We're kind of looking within and looking at how we're digesting life in all forms. Are you busy? Are you, and I'm not saying that in a way, I'm just saying, are people interested in their, holistic approach?
Definitely so. So I think, with the lockdown and with the pandemic, I think people are starting now to look at what can they do. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're wearing the mask. Yes, we're taking all the precautions. But what else can I do for my health to make myself healthy? And so people are looking at that, and we're having more new patients come in and asking us, yes, I have these imbalances, I know, but what else can I do? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I think is so important for us, and especially, considering that we're getting into winter as well, mm-hmm. boosting the immune system is so important, because this is the time when a lot of people start getting the flu. Kids mm-hmm. go back to school, they get sick, and then not forgetting, we do have Halloween coming, and kids are eating all of the sugar and they get sick. And parents never really realize that it's this sugar that they're consuming so much, it's lowering the immune system, and therefore they're getting sick. So, at this time of year, no matter what people come in, I'm always addressing the immune system as well. And there are certain things that we should be using to boost our immune system. For one, vitamin D. Vitamin D is so important for boosting the immune system. But secondly, we're not going to get all the sun that we normally get. So it's from the sun that we get the vitamin D. So this time of year, it is important to up your vitamin D. Also, people do get affected by SAD, the seasonal mm-hmm. affective mm-hmm. disorder. So vitamin D helps with that as well. So imagine just one vitamin, how many different areas it's going to help. Right.
Mm-hmm. And is there a recommended dose? I mean, like when you look at your little bottle, right? Like it can go from 1,000, and then some people prescribe like 4,000 or 5,000 units. Right. Is there a general accepted, or is it specific to each person?
It is specific to each person, but I always say, go up. If you were just taking 1,000 at this time of year, at least minimum 2,000. But I go up quite a bit depending on where the person is at. So it depends on the individual. And the same again with vitamin C. We all know that vitamin C is so important for boosting our immune system. So that's something else that we want to do as well. And many folks don't realize the importance of zinc.
Right.
Zinc is another antioxidant, right? And zinc is so important. It's also important for a lot of our enzymatic reactions in the body.
Right.
And many people are deficient in zinc. So imagine just adding those to our repertoire of whatever we do, we're already starting to take health into our own hands and going, okay, we have a pandemic, but what can I do for myself? Mm-hmm. How can I, contribute to myself, to my health, so that I feel better?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, given our Canadian climate, as you know, we're all going to get that winter vibe soon, and a lot of us, I already had my first cold, and it created real panic because I do have a child in school, and how do you handle that now? So it's a different world. Like, I already experienced a lot of judgment and criticism and fear, and I'm like, wow, this is just a cold, guys. Like, what's going to happen when like the real kind of so for natural medicine, can you tell us some tips and tricks for people, if they can't get to you right away or can't get to your book? Is there any general approach? Is there some good foods, or does chicken soup work, for example? Like, we're downing that bone broth like it's grandmother's penicillin.
Yes, I'm glad you are, because there's so many benefits to bone broth, right? But I think the main thing that I want people to know is to cut back your sugar, or cut sugars, simple sugars out of your diet, because that is what is lowering the immune system. Right. Do you know that sugar activates the same area in the brain that cocaine does?
That I did know. I did know, and only because I have a small child, and you can actually see it. Like, you can actually see it.
Yeah. So imagine, if it's doing that, that shows us how addictive it is. Mm-hmm. So let's cut that out and feed them the fruits and vegetables so they can
Right.
get more antioxidants.
Right.
That's the thing. We want to cut out all the artificial sugars as well.
Mm-hmm.
We want to drink more water instead of drinking juices and everything
Right.
else. So those are like simple things. Eat real food. I'm
Right.
all about eating real food instead of packaged foods. Even for the kids, make real foods and put it into containers. Let them take it to school. So then that is boosting their system.
Right.
I know, parents are busy and whatever, but prep all over the weekend. Prepping, when my kids were little, I would prep on a Sunday. I would cook like 10 different dishes, and it made it so easier, and I had no stress over the week. So those are some of the things that I would. Soups, now that it's getting cold, soups, and add your bone broth to your soup as well, right? So this is where you want to be, and we don't realize that stress is such a big component to reducing our immune system as well. So something like taking a B vitamin.
Right.
Or a rhodiola or ashwagandha, those are herbs that one can take, and that's going to help your adrenal glands as well. So if you look at that, and then another one important thing to do is take a probiotic. Remember, I spoke about the gut, and the gut is so important. So if we have good gut health, then our immune system is going to be boosted. We're going to make more serotonin. We're not going to feel depressed. So those are all different things that we can do as well.
Yeah. So now I'm going to raise and this is with total respect, because I'm in your space. I support the work you do. I have a naturopath as well, and I've been wanting to see you for years, frankly. But I know the argument for a lot of people, especially now, when you go for a consultation, there seems to be like this add-on. Well, now you have to buy this supplement, so then you have to buy this, and so it can cost beyond the actual initial consultation. I would always argue, this is my answer, well, it's going to cost you to be sick, right? Time off work, time away from your family, you're spending money on groceries. Well, then spend money on the right groceries versus the wrong groceries. How would you address that? Because I know that comes up a lot around people like who don't have benefits, who have to spend out of pocket. And again, health is your wealth. So for many, it's an investment, and for some, it's a luxury. So how would you sort of support people who are in the middle of that?
What I do is I always say, that it's an investment, and we have to make an investment in our health. Right. And if we have kids, I mean, if you're traveling by plane, what do they say? First put on your mask, your oxygen mask, before you do it for your kids. So it's so important for us to do this. The other thing is, if you see someone like ourselves, and you have that issue, it's like bring it up and say, this is my budget, and where can I start? What's the main areas that I can start working on? I really, really believe that. The other thing as well, Jen, is that our soils are depleted of nutrients. So if we're not eating good foods and our soil's depleted, we're not getting the nutrition to build our bodies up. And, just to go back to the point of finances, coming as an immigrant to Canada, within the second year, we brought lots of monies in, but we were, we went back to school and monies were down. And I was building my health at the time. And do you know that we only had $100 a week for 5 of us, for groceries, for school supplies, everything. And at that time, I was just starting to get better. And I said to my husband, what are we going to do? And he says, if we can cut back on something and you can find something to help you, then that is the most important. And I sit here today honestly believing that I'm here because of that, because I was so sick and I would not be here. But we had to make those choices. And with that choices today, I can help so many people. So sometimes we just have to look at it and, hopefully the whole family looks at it as a good investment. Right. And how is it going to help us as an entire family? And we made that. So having said that, I know what it feels like. Yeah. So I feel for people, right? When they say that, I know what it feels like. So I help them along, to say, okay, why don't you do this instead of this and this instead of that? So that's the way I address it.
And again, I believe most naturopathic doctors would do that. Like I just know, that that seems to be people still want the one pill, right? Why can't I take one pill, pop it in, and well, then you'd be a trillionaire if you could have invented that one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that is thinking allopathically. That's the thing, right? You go to the doctor, I don't feel well, take this pill, you'll get better, and this is it. But that's not what we do. We're building from the roots up. That's what we're doing. We're building a healthier body. We're not working on symptoms. We're looking, and all people in the natural industry, what we do is we're looking for the root cause of your problem so that it doesn't come back. It's not
and I imagine there's other side benefits, right? Can you speak about that? So while you're looking at the physical health, you're also hoping for the mental, spiritual, emotional, and success of your patients. So do you have any sort of success stories that you could share today? Like when someone got their health back, how did they feel, and what kind of success did they have in their lives afterwards? Anybody pop in your mind? Any success story that...
Oh my God, I have so many success. Just one person, okay, that's just coming to mind. So she had so many, she would get migraines all the time, and she was tired all the time. And she came to see me, and we have to remember that sometimes the symptom is so far removed from the cause.
Yeah.
Right? That's the other thing. And so I found what the root cause of a problem was, and I started treating her. And within 2 weeks, her energy was up. She says, my brain is not foggy anymore. Now I'm concentrating at work because my manager was noticing that I'm not present at work. And then within a month, she came back and she said, even going through my menstrual cycle, I had no migraine headaches.
Oh, good.
What I was treating her for was not related to migraine habit. It was actually, her problem was gut related. And I was treating her gut, and there her migraines were gone.
Yeah, I love it.
And so many, and even babies, like we treat little kids as well. And we do a lot of allergy work, or I should say sensitivity work, because sensitivities are the root causes of a lot of problems. So we test for sensitivities, and we also reverse them. So when one consumes that, you're not going to have an immune response, because that immune response, every time you put something in your mouth that you're sensitive to, that's going to lower your immune system as well.
Right. I know kinesiology is really big on that, right? Like you can test, muscle test, or, is this good for you? And I love that. I love that, doing that kind of test. I know even walking to the fridge had a trigger on me once, like just getting near the fridge, because for me at that time, I was panicked about cooking. There's a running joke in my family for me, like if I knew I had to cook the rest of my life, I would have learned how to cook. I mean, like really cook, like I cook. My sister was the chef though, like, she was the one who was Martha Stewart. And like it creates an anxiety in me. It's like you open the fridge, you close the fridge, you open the fridge, you close the fridge. You're hoping that something's going to pop out at you. Because again, I can't just have pasta every night. I can't just, like I'm trying to have the colors of the rainbow and, different palette and different thing. So even the thought of something can create.
Exactly, right? Because, again, it's going to the subconscious, what's in the subconscious, right? And that's something else that I address. I really believe in holistic. So I'm always talking about emotions as well, spirituality, and giving people tools, like just sit down or just meditate. And meditation is not just sitting quietly, right? Go for a walk alone, and that be it with yourself. And I know you address a lot of those things. And that's what it's all about, right? It's being mindful with what you do as well. That is very important. And of course, emotions, they trigger your immune system as well. They trigger different things. So emotions are such a big part of what I do as well. And, I do timeline as far as emotions go. Find the root cause of it. When was the first anchor to that emotion to release it?
Love it. I mean, you're in my jam. You're in my wheelhouse, and I love it. And again, I'm going to commit on air to finally come see you, because ever since I had my son, you've been popping in my head as a periphery. And again, I think I've just been trying to put out too many fires. And I'm realizing now because COVID has made me kind of have more time and more self-reflection. It's time for me to really look at my overall system. And I do know sugar for our family is, if I could have, if a parent had come to me and said, don't let your kid have pop, never let your kid have pop, it's going to be the downfall, right? And I would have had, I think he was 7 when he had his first pop. So don't get me wrong, I did pretty good for a North American kid.
Very good, actually, very good.
But now it's like, I have to hide it. It is like a form of crack for him. I put mine down and I look back and it's empty. I'm like, did you just finish mine? And he smiles and he runs away. And I'm like, oh. And then I can notice, a real spike. And I totally agree with the sugar. It also played a role in my sister's cancer journey. She subsequently died after a 7-year long battle. But her diet was heavy on sugar because of a stress of her being in a single mom situation of twins. Sugar was her emotional reaction to love. Like without love, she had sugar. She replaced love with sugar. Her diet was full of sugar, stress, diet, and then cancer, and then a very long battle. And again, I want to say her treatment cost, so outside of OHIP, whatever OHIP covered, probably over $200,000.
Wow.
Alone. Yeah. Okay. Outside of everything else that was provided for free, with OHIP. And that was out of pocket. And she eventually did pass. So when people talk about the cost of health, I'm like,
Yes.
Right now, I'm a bit of on a pulpit about health because I've seen it. And I've, lost someone very dear. And not that I say that sugar alone killed her, but it didn't help, And I was fascinated when she was in the hospital. They would give her sugar high, those
energy drinks.
Those energy drinks, whatever. I forget what they're called. I'm not going to name a name, but and I looked at the label, and the dietitian's walking in, and I'm like, well, this is full of sugar. And she would say yes. And I'm like, but it's like, aren't we, so it was really hard to get on the same page allopathically, and I couldn't convince anyone else to change. So, you just sort of went with it. But I do know, had I been in charge of that particular, intake, I would have, prescribed different foods.
Right.
To that situation. And it's difficult because, do you have science backing this kind of stuff now? Because that was my beef back in the day. This was like 2 years ago. Is there science now?
A lot of science backing it. And even in my book, there's a lot of science backing it.
Let's show the book, pull the book up. Yeah, promote. The belly of the beast.
Belly of the beast. Yes, it is. Honestly, it is a little beast in the belly. But when we talk about sugars as well, Jen, I always say to people, when there's sweetness lacking in our life, we're looking for sweetness outside. And that's when we go, okay, give this. So we don't feel good. What do we go for? Oh, maybe a chocolate bar, maybe this, maybe that. Makes us feel good for that moment in time.
Right, yeah.
And after that, of course, we know what happens, right? Then we don't feel good after that. Yeah. So, I think if there's one big takeaway for everybody, it's honestly look at the sugar consumption. And now with the pandemic, what happened in the beginning, right? People couldn't get enough. They couldn't find flour because everybody was baking. And so with baking comes all the sugar as well. Yeah. So, so I think, and I know I have so many people coming to me and saying, I have now 10 pounds, 15 pounds since the pandemic started. What can I do? So I think it was a lot of unknown. There was uncertainty. There was fear, all of that, right? So we've never experienced anything like this in our lives. So most people went there and it's okay, and I say to people, don't beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
Once we know something, it's like, I have it now. What can I do about it?
Yeah.
Because we can't.
And what they can do, they can buy your book. Let's promote it again.
Exactly. Come and get the book. and you learn so much. It's so simple to read. What I wanted to do when I wrote the book was for a high school student to be able to read
Nice.
it, understand it, and I have had that, and I've achieved that. So
Nice.
that's how simple. I didn't want to go into scientific data. At the back of it, I validate, but I didn't want to, because if you want to do research, there's a lot of research you can go to, but find something that's so easy to read. And that's what I did with my book. So,
and people, how can people find you, Dr. Ramila? Your website is ramilas.com, correct?
Ramilas.com, or they can, it's easiest, ramilas.com. And we are on Woodruff Avenue. So, people can come by to the office and pick the book up.
Yeah. Now, are you still seeing clients in person during the pandemic?
Yes, we are. We have all the protocols. We have screens, we have masks, we have everything. Like, we really have to follow strict protocols, and we are doing that. So,
Wonderful. And you are taking new clients?
We are taking new clients, absolutely.
Wonderful. Well,
as I said, I'm educating all the time. So I educate people and let them go. I don't hold on to them. So yes, and we have new people that come in.
Wonderful. Well, save a spot for me.
I will. I look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Jen, for having me.
Oh, a real pleasure. As I said, I have been fondly watching you for a very, very long time. And I'm very happy that you could make some time for us today. Again, I encourage everyone out there to get your book, ramilas.com. Check out Dr. Ramila's Healing Arts Clinic on Woodruff. She's a true gem in our community. Thank you, Dr. Ramila. Be well.
Yeah.
Until next time, see each other.
Stay healthy. Okay. Yes. Bye.
Bye. And I love that sign off. Stay healthy. People who know me know one of my big beefs with the marketing of this pandemic is a fear-based marketing. People say stay safe, and it's really a negative energy. Be well, stay healthy, much more positive. So I encourage us to continue that line of thinking as we approach our winter and looking at our gut health and overall health in general, really. Dr. Ramila, wonderful woman. So happy she was on the show. So now we turn to the card readings, guys. Yay! I've got a few people lined up. So we're going to start with Miss Sarah. If I can grab her. And just bear with me, guys. Miss Sarah, you're on the air. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Ironically, I'm sitting here eating an avocado for good health.
Oh, good. Excellent.
How do I turn on my camera?
You should have a video
I'm on
somewhere.
I'm on a
That's
phone.
okay. What's your question?
Oh, actually, kind of ironically, it has to do with my health.
Yes.
I was doing really, really well with keto and, sort of eating healthy and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of issues with anxiety because, if your family's losing their collective, then you are too.
Yes.
So I kind of felt, oh, hang on a second. There goes my stove. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I'll pull a card for you while you're waiting on that. So
plan. I just didn't want you to have that beeping in the background.
That's okay. Yeah. So the protection card comes up. So again, when I see this card, I always see about roots, going into your own roots, doing more shamanic healing, doing more grounding, doing more family of origin healing. So while keto or any health plan it's the outward, it's not the inward. So it doesn't approach the mindset. It doesn't approach the karma. It doesn't approach the unconscious thinking. So my sense is you have done great on the outer world, and now it's time to dive deeper in the inner world. Again, your unconscious beliefs, your wounded thinking, I'm not enough, I'm not safe. That's where the protection card came up. Practicing the feeling of safety in your world, safety and security. I'm safe in my body. It's safe for me to be seen. It's safe for me to be thin. It's safe for me to walk healthy. It's safe for me to be healthy. Because again, in diseases, the unconscious part of diseases, so this is not an intention on anyone's part, obviously, but unconsciously, there is a safety and security around being out of the game. So if you're disabled in some way, you don't have to participate. You don't have to take a chance. You don't have to take a risk. you don't risk anything like judgment, criticism, or failure. So there's an unmet need, really, for everybody who's sick, which is good, and then it's bad in the sense if you want true wellness and true autonomy. Again, the tree comes up, the perfection of your life. It's about getting outside, getting rooted in the earth, again, doing more meditation, more of that shamanic ideology of being rooted in the earth like a great ancient tree. Again, no coincidence you have two trees in the card readings from different decks, actually. So my sense it's still the unconscious is going to be your problem. You've hit the plateau because the unconscious is kicking in. Rose quartz comes up. Again, that's about unconditional love, loving life, it says. Renewed love for life. So choosing to be here, choosing to be productive, choosing to being seen. Again, I still think that's a lot of your themes, is not standing up, not being seen, or afraid of being seen, afraid of being criticized or judged in the outside world when you do that. So those themes come up in the cards. So again, I would just simply continue, your strategy that was working for you. Don't give up. But certainly now approach it for a more unconscious belief system space. And let me know how that goes.
Sounds perfect.
Okay, thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
And next we have Elizabeth. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth.
Hi,
Elizabeth.
Jen.
Yeah, hi, how are you? You're on the air. How can we help?
How are you?
Good, how are you, man? You can buy the book. You put a note here. Ramillas.com or Ramilla's Healing Arts Clinic on Woodruff is where you can buy her book.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, just so you know. And what's your question for today, or how can I help?
So my question's more about my love life.
Yeah.
I have two guys right now. Like I have that one guy that I
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know. So I
have too many. Okay.
So I have that one guy I was talking to you about last time where he does have a girlfriend, but sometimes we speak to each other.
Yeah.
But I haven't spoken to him in a while. And now I just got like a part-time job type of thing. Mm-hmm. And my boss seems to be hitting on me. And I know his marriage is kind of falling apart. So I'm just wondering where
so falling in love with someone who's in a relationship or married, in of itself has its own cultural, triggers and moral conundrums. Right. However, that still could be true love. That could just simply be true love and timing, right? However, when you have a pattern of that, that's what bothers me. Mm-hmm. In your case, and I mean that with love. Why are you attracting people, with people? Like having once that this happened, it was unusual and it was an event, stand alone, that's okay. You're still going to take some hits with the people who are going to be negative and judge you for it. Two of them, though, there's a pattern and a problem. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're extrapolating out, the theme here. So I want to say neither, that's truthfully my gut reaction to your offer to me, like what you're putting on in front of me as options. I don't think either of them are going to bring you where you want to go.
Right. Like I was just wondering if there's like maybe someone that's going to come in that's single, because like I don't really want somebody who's committed.
So yes. So let's see. Okay. So the very soon card comes up to answer that particular question. Very soon it's a woman and a man. Clearly decide what you want. So see, this is what I'm saying is you though have to really understand, no, I am not going to people who are involved with other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, have you made that decision yet? Like this card is saying it can be very soon once you change your mind. Once you choose not them. Once you choose not that. So is that something you've made that choice about?
I definitely don't, I'm not like interested in my boss because I was just like, it's not what I wanted. It's not what I pictured.
Well, first of all, with your boss, again, as a psych health and safety advisor, in the workplaces, I would say politely sort of, make that known to him that this is a work situation and your boundaries are this. He should know that that's actually illegal. So like, it's kind of a dumb point to even raise to a superior. But I think having you say that to, like, set your boundaries in a polite way and observe and write things down. So always PYA, protect your write down, comments or, offer, like, have a history just in case. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
And then, note when you sort of had this conversation saying, oh, I'm very flattered. Thank you. Work is not the place where I, this is not where I do my, adventures, whatever, however we say that, and then leave it until there's a problem. And, don't be afraid to talk to your HR, talk to your union about that, if you need to escalate it, always escalate it, obviously. Regarding, again, I just think you have to consciously look another way, Elizabeth. Like, you haven't looked the other way yet.
Right.
And so you physically have to turn your back on them. So is it because you're lonely and you're afraid there's nothing else out there? Like, is it a scarcity issue for you? Like, no good men left? Is that the vibe?
Sometimes I kind of feel like that, especially because I'm at a certain age. So maybe that is one of the issues.
Girlfriend, I'm 51. I'm of a certain age. Like, and once you say that, I mean that in jest, because, love can come knocking on your door. And it's without your looking, it's without your putting it out there. It's your vibration. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I've actually lived that. So I say that with a great deal of certainty. So heal that. Heal the part of you that thinks, I'm this age and, either it's COVID crazy dating or no good men left at my age group. That's not true at all. Start thinking of an affirmation like, there's plenty, a romantic love come to me, bless my life, and set me free, or something like that. Like, make up a little mantra and look around you for signs where there is love. So every time you see a couple that is romantic, you say thank you. You acknowledge it in the world around you, even if you have to watch Bridget Jones a million times. Increased support card comes up, so it's a yes. So there is something more, there is something better. It's again, a lot of green. The crystal here is called apholite. Your positive focus and willingness to receive has opened up the doorway, Elizabeth, to abundance of help, love, and opportunities. So it's the second confirmation love card you're getting, but Elizabeth, it's really loaded. If you change your mind, love is there.
Okay.
Do you understand the ... about it?
Right.
If you don't change anything, you'll only continue to attract these wounded relationships. If you change your perspective and up level, firm, set boundaries, no thank you, not appropriate, turn your attention to something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when new love comes. And I would say by December 21.
Okay.
But there's some work, Elizabeth, I'm warning you, I can feel it. There's work on your belief system around self and love and worthiness before you can have that. So please do that kind of work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to help. I do that all the time with my clients. I have a bunch of webinars coming up that might be interesting to you as well.
Okay, good to know.
All right, hang in there, keep me posted.
Thank you so much, Jen.
And just say no.
I will.
All right, so then we got Jennifer up. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, how are ya?
I'm good, thanks.
So have a question or a situation, or would you like me to pull some cards?
Question.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm getting pushed to put myself out there more, and I've been getting drawn to do a YouTube channel, but I have so many different things that I could be doing. I'm really finding it difficult to narrow down where I should start and focus on one.
So I think it's several YouTube channels.
Okay.
Like one is the hardcore, straight talk stuff. Another more general, right? More general spirituality, uplifting, personal growth. So there's one or more channels. So don't be afraid of that, right? You can schedule your filming the same time. You just, maybe Tuesdays you film this one, Wednesdays you film that one. Do you see what I'm getting at? Like you can balance it really well. And diving for the light is the 11 card. So this is something to do with romance for you, though. I know it's got nothing to do with your question.
Awesome.
Nothing to do with your question, but it's diving for the light card comes up. 11 again is divine union, as you already know. Of course, the month of November. So I would launch in November. I would launch a YouTube channel in November. And I would start with the one that's more masked. Playfulness comes up, having fun with it. Not taking it so seriously, like that YouTube is still YouTube. Like produce something, know that you're helping people, and know that, in the millions of YouTube channels, there's so much good, bad, and ugly out there. It won't really matter how good yours is. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like, yes. You will still be better than most. And they're also telling you that, it's going to evolve and grow later on anyway. The romance card comes up in the angel deck. So this goes back to this one, which makes me feel more like November. I almost think that a new person comes up. I know you have a favorite in your mind. I actually think someone new comes up in November as a result of your Facebook Live, YouTube video, or your production, as a result of you stepping out onto stage. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Someone who's aligned.
And the Healing Chaos card comes up as the last one. Now, Healing Chaos in your case, I think it's the theme of, not that you're going to take these words directly, but certainly the YouTube channel is helping people in crisis, right? So diving for the light, helping people in crisis are sort of perhaps themes of the two channels.
Okay.
And I would research medicine of butterfly and seahorse.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Because these are on the cards. But launch in November. Don't worry. I mean, do the best you can to do the best you can. But don't worry about production value and get good lighting, get good audio, start with something basic, keep the costs down, make it playful, have fun with it. And know that you're out there to support others, right? You're supporting others through their healing chaos.
Wonderful.
Keep me
Thank
posted.
you, Jennifer.
Love to you. We're going to do one last one, and we're going to grab Michelle M. Welcome to the show, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle, you there?
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Do you have a question, or would you like me just to pull some cards?
I'd like to, yes, I do have a question.
Yeah.
What do you see regarding career-wise?
Career-wise, okay. So right away, the card says, look for a sign. So are you currently employed? Is there some kind of internal, database or like secondment? If you're like for government, they have their own portals for new jobs, competitions, that kind of thing. It's written, it's something written to look for. So are you in that type of organization?
Right now, I'm not working.
Okay, so do you want to be in that type of organization?
Not sure.
So they're showing me like a portal, like Peter's Jobs, governmentjobs.ca, Charity Village. It's something like an internet-based, looking for a sign is literal, like looking, it's an ad, it's a notice, it's something like that. Are you actively looking for a job?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so where are you looking right now?
On Indeed, and I was going to go on.
Yeah, Indeed's a great one. So miracles, so something, again, in terms of the career, this is a positive yes card for a career. My sense is by January, you have a new job. Interview may happen in December. Start date January or February 2021. Right now, the card is showing me it's time for you to rest and replenish. So it's to heal some, past wounds or
Yeah, I have a neck injury that I'm still recovering from.
Right. So when are you looking to work?
Well, I actually want to work, but I think I could do something.
Yeah. So the card does say take care of your body. So if you already have a pre-existing condition, like you've just confirmed, this is saying it's still time for rest.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying stop looking for work, because again, the look for a sign card comes up. It certainly, though, does say that there may be a timing issue around your specific priorities.
Okay.
So your soul's priority is.
I have to just enter the door for a second.
Yeah. So we're going to close out. You can stay tuned for the group reading at the end.
Okay.
Thanks, Michelle. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, I couldn't stay online with Michelle because we're running out of time and we got to get to the group readings. So for those of you watching on Facebook and who haven't had your own card reading yet, 1, 2, or 3 guys, super simple. We do now the group reading so everyone can benefit from some Gen Zen and some cards. So let's see, group number 1. What does the ones need to know about? Time to fly, time to set your wings and fly. It's an action card. It's a time to connect with community, group. It could be a travel opportunity. I mean, COVID friendly, obviously, but certainly it means spread your wings, time to take action, time to take flights. Again, time to connect with others. So pay attention to what group opportunities come up, birds of a feather type of thing, friendships, collaboration, strategic alliances, that kind of thing. Let's see what else. Oh, I can't even close this. Well, there you go. A conscious connection card comes up. So for those of you who are single, it is a romance card. For those of you who resonate with the theme of connecting with tribe community, it is just confirming this birds of a feather vibration, connect with others of like mind. If you are single, it is a romance card. Again, interesting cards come up for the ones. Flight. The flight card comes up, and the sacred destiny. Again, I still have to research what this beautiful bird is called. But certainly it means, spreading your wings, taking a higher perspective of something, get above the situation, take a different perspective, okay, of what you're looking at, like a hangman in the tarot card deck, turn things around. But it's an action card, two birds, action cards. So it means get going, number ones. Number twos, where are you at? Let's see what the twos have in store. Oh, another bird, interesting. And it's funny because this deck is not full of birds. The blessing cards come up. So again, something wonderful is about to happen. I would definitely research the energy medicine spirit totem of yellow canary. This is a spring card. So some kind of blessings are coming this spring, are coming to you now. Again, money flow to me, bless my life and set me free. Oh, and again, another bird card. Wow. Interesting for the twos. You get the owl medicine. It says, be the hunter, not the hunted, which means take control over things. Move above, be the victor, not the victim. Change your perspective about a situation in your life. Again, it means you're resourceful. You can see the bigger picture. The owl represents the secrets beyond the veil. Pay attention to your dreams. It's also the symbol of the goddess Athena, for those of you who work with spiritual devotional figures. Number 8 is also on the card. 8 is infinity, also represents money. And the appetite card comes up for the twos, which is a crystal. Progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus on how far you've come. Again, one step at a time. Be grateful for all the blessings in your life. Have gratitude. Take an elevated position as the victor, not the victim, and see what you see coming for the blessings that are up the next couple months. So awesome cards for the twos. So last but not least, the threes. Let's see what the threes have. Remember, guys, it is Mercury retrograde. So for the next couple weeks, communications will be affected. So please pay attention to what you're writing. Opportunity card comes up. Quarter moon is a timing card for you guys. Please research that for October. Some kind of opportunity coming to you by the quarter moon, which I don't even know when that is. Someone has to do that research. Again, listening for truth. Your intuition is speaking. This also might be a phone call, a message from someone else, literally another human, another opportunity. Like pay attention to the phone call, pay attention to your inner ear, inner voice for that opportunity. Again, it looks like it's happening this week. This week, I should say. The next couple weeks is what I'm feeling for the number threes. The number 36 comes up. 3 plus 6 is 9. You got the calcite card, one of my favorite stones. Busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule. It is all about the solar plexus. So lots of yellow, blessings, opportunity, the sun. It reminds me of the sunshine. Again, being around gold and calcite, yellow calcite in this case. So really making sure that you're, in a positive attitude, taking care of your health, of your mindset, moving forward with a little more hope, again, listening to your heart, listening to your intuition. So many people right now need to listen to their intuition. So again, guys, as the show is wrapping up, I just want to remind you, thank you so much for the participation. We're here every Tuesday from 1 to 2 on Rogers TV, and you can sign up on Soulful Solutions via Zoom. We would love to see you here next week for your call. Not sure if I'm having a guest or not next week, kind of evolves on its own. But if you want to work with me one-on-one, happy to work with you, jenniferclark.ca as a consultation. Also, 2 wonderful webinars. October 15th, which I think is this week, yes, is my meditation night online. And then on October 31st, I have the Blue Moon Healing event. I'll be doing a very powerful activation online on Zoom to take advantage of the full moon, blue moon, and All Saints, All Hallows Eve, all on the same day. So excited for this month, guys. Big month of changes. Stay tuned with more here on Rogers TV, and happy to see you when I next see you on Tune In Tuesday with Jen Zen.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Join us as we look back at previous investiture ceremonies honoring great Canadians. Watch the Order of Canada exclusively on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Harriet Clooney, chef here in Ottawa and host of Scrap Cookings. Join me each week and I will show you how to reduce your food waste and save a bit of money. Hope to see you soon.
Ottawa's local shops, restaurants, and services are woven into the fabric of our city. We can all help them during these challenging times. Order from them online, purchase gift certificates to use later, order meals for takeout or delivery, send them messages of support on social media. Please do it today. Learn how at ottawa.ca/buylocal.